Now, this is a message for all of my autism moms, autism dads, all of my people who have a child or somebody affected with autism in their circle, but specifically small children, toddlers. My daughter is 4.5 years old, and she has had no words for the last maybe 3 years. She haven't had any words. So day after day, I've been going back and forth, coming up with different ways to communicate with her and to talk to her, and developing different strategies for her to understand words and to be able to connect words to different things and to be able to identify things, because she absolutely had no words at all. Even this time last year, she had no words at all. So as parents, we know how to read our children's energy. We know what they want. We know what they need. We know what every grunt means. So, it was kind of difficult, but not as much because I can read her energy. So I always know what she wants and I predict what she needs before she needs it. So I always make things available for her, which has also, in a way, have hindered her because she's spoiled. But the point that I'm making is autism parents, autism advocates, stand by your children. Autism parents, I know that it's hard. I know that the therapies are hard, and all of the appointments and all of the things that you have to do to make sure that your child has the best resources and the best things that they need to help them thrive in life. But your presence is the most important thing that they need. They need to know that their parents are there, that their parents are around, that their parents care, that their parents are active, and that their parents are advocating for their needs at all times. And it totally makes a difference when you have both parents active in a child's life, especially a child that's on the spectrum or that's nonverbal or that has autism or anything along those lines. All children need their parents, both parents. So just make sure that you be there with your kids, encourage your kids, affirm your kids, affirm your babies. They are amazing. They're magical. They're wonderful. They are miracle children. They can do things that grown-ups can't even do. They can comprehend things and understand things that adults can't. So just because they are nonverbal and they're not speaking don't mean that they won't ever speak. And just because they're not speaking to you don't mean that they don't understand what's happening or what's being said around them. So be very cautious and courteous when you have your children around, especially your children that are nonverbal. Don't just associate them not speaking with them not understanding or understanding what's happening in their environment, because they totally do. And I always knew that my baby, would eventually start talking, because I knew I was going to be relentless in making sure that I, helped her to be able to talk. But, she's 4.5 now, and, through a lot of hard work and dedication, she is now, saying different words. She's saying her ABCs. She's counting. Just a lot of little small steps, that I didn't know were possible. I didn't believe were going to be possible. But they have become possible. I mean, I work with my baby every single day. There's no cure for autism. There's nothing that we can do as parents to change what's happening with them, but we can help them develop in different areas and come up with different strategies and blueprints to help them to be able to navigate the world around them and everything that they do, and make sure that they're confident when they're doing it. So that's really our main goal. That's really our main objective, is to advocate for them and make sure that they have what they need and to be able to communicate that to others. So for me to be at this point with her and just to hear her say anything is amazing. To hear her count is amazing. To hear her say anything is amazing, because she's 4.5 and I've never heard her say, "I love you, mama," or, "I want this, let's go outside." Just even small sentences. But now she's counting and she's saying her ABCs and saying her colors and different things. And I know a lot of that comes with the fact that I've been working with her relentlessly. So parents, it is a lot of hard work that's involved, in advocating for your children, teaching your children, especially your child that's nonverbal. Just because your child is nonverbal does not mean that you should lighten up on teaching them different things. Don't think that just because they can't talk or they can't communicate to you that they are not aware of what's going on, and they still can hear, they still can understand, they still can make connections and put things together. So I just want to encourage all parents, but especially my parents that have children that's on the spectrum or have autism, like, continuously work with your child. Don't give up on your child. Don't give up on your babies. They will grow up to do amazing things and be amazing people. And autism diagnosis does not stop them from being able to move forward in life and accomplish great things, you know. But your cultivation of their skills and abilities will help them to be able to thrive in life as they get older. And it also helps them to gain more confidence in their abilities, you know. So don't treat them differently. Don't talk to them differently. Talk to them with intention. Talk to them with conviction. Talk to them like you expect them to understand what you're saying, and talk to them like you mean what you're saying, because they understand and they overstand. So I just had to, you know, send a quick message to all my parents and all of my autism parents. If your baby isn't speaking yet, if your child isn't speaking yet and they're 3 or 4 or 5 years old, it doesn't matter what age they are. They will eventually start speaking when they're ready, you know. Sometimes it's a delay. Sometimes it's a speech impediment. Sometimes it's a miscommunication between the mouth and the brain. Sometimes the mouth want to say something and the brain can't formulate the way to say it, and that gets frustrating for them. So that's why a lot of times they do act out, and they might hit themselves or throw things or get upset because they can't figure out a way to articulate how they feel and express themselves to the people around them. So you have to pay close attention to them so that you will be able to talk them through different things and guide them through different things when you see that they're getting frustrated. But, you know, it has its highs and its lows. So I just want to encourage everybody, you know, if you know any child that has autism, or you're around any children that have autism, pour love into them, speak love into them. They are like flowers. They will grow, they will bloom, they will blossom, they will flourish, they will thrive, and they will grow up to be something so amazing and magnificent. You know what I mean? That it's hard to put into words. Just hearing my baby, you know, say any words is amazing. So shout out to all my parents with autism and all of my parents that's struggling with children who are disabled or have disabilities. Hang in there. Don't give up on your children. Continue to love your children and support your children every single day, because it matters.